Hello, welcome. This is the second installment of my Creepypasta Retrospective series. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different. Instead of covering just one story, I'm going to do a genre of creepypastas. As you know by the title, it's going to be Mario pastas. Now, instead of just doing one pasta, three pasta, four pastas, I'm going to be doing a collection of them. I got some lined up for you guys here today, and it's going to be great. So, my site's zeroed in on the Creepypasta wiki for lost media, or lost episodes, I guess you can say. As you can see here on the screen, or if you're just listening, Mario has its own category page on here with trending pages and an entire list of stories. This subcategory of pastas recommends this story and Mario Kart 64 Driven as the so-called spookiest, even with their own warning. So I gave them both a quick cursory read. Super Mario 64 Damned and Mario Kart 64 Driven. And I can only assume that I'm being punked because they weren't even scary in the slightest. I mean, I know I'm in my 20s, so I shouldn't be scared by internet stories, but even if I encountered this as a kid, if I read these stories, I probably still wouldn't be too spooked out. And I almost remember hearing a reading of Super Mario 64 Damned at the time. Maybe somebody covered it as a creepypasta or something like that. As I was reading it, I had the vaguest idea that I've heard it before, and I can attest that even as a kid, hearing the story, it's really the perfect Mario pasta. I mean, it's filled with the perfect amount of cliches, especially when it comes to video game themed creepypastas, especially Nintendo video game themed creepypastas. It's got the glowing red eyes, the bleeding red eyes, everything you might expect. I heard Sonic behind me, and I turned around and I was killed. Stuff like that. So I just took a look here, and it's as I thought. Mr. Creepypasta, the YouTuber, he has a classic reading of the story from over a decade ago, and he really does do his best to bring a little spookiness out of the story. Even though I can't help but burst out laughing at a few points. Let me just show you a few of these points where I couldn't hold it together. Right now we're looking at Super Mario 64 Damned. Hold on, scratch that. Let me back it up a little bit. I gotta tell you guys a little story about trying to find this pasta. So, I'm on the Lost Episode Creepypasta wiki, right? I read that. It recommends me the exception to the rule of Mario Kart 64 Driven and Super Mario 64 Damned. I can scroll left to look for it. It's not on here, so I go to the actual Creepypasta wiki. I mean, it should have it, right? It's got thousands of other pages, it's got every single other pasta. Nope, not on here either, so what the hell's going on? I go on creepypastas.com, not here either. And then here it is, on some random 85-page wiki. Gage ampersand hashtag 039 semicolon S. Gage's famous Creepypasta wiki. Somehow it's just sitting right here. It's not on the Creepypasta wiki officially. It's not on the Lost Episodes wiki. It's not on anything like that. So here we go. Alright, now getting back to the points where I died. Let me go over a couple of them. And real quick, I'm not going to do a full reading of this pasta. That would make everyone suffer here. So if you want to listen to it, go to the Mr. Creepypasta channel, or whatever the hell. Pull up, read it yourself, do whatever. I want to show you this little paragraph here. It was depiction. It was depiction of Mario. ... ellipses with a noose around his neck. Dun dun dun. We both yelled out, and I dropped the controller on the floor. I moved back as quickly as possible. I don't know, just the idea of this guy. He has in the story, he has his girlfriend with him, and they're playing this cursed Mario 64 that was given to them at the garage sale or whatever the hell. Maybe I'm mixing it up with Mario Kart 64 Driven. I don't even know. I just read these and I don't even remember half the half the introductions for them. I mixed all this shit up. It's crazy. It's just the idea of yelling in unison, dropping the Nintendo 64 controller on the ground. It clatters to the ground. Okay, folks, I hope you don't mind, but I'm gonna break in real fast. Look at the screen right now. I'm editing this video right now. I was looking for footage. I searched up dropping N64 controller, and I found this video from 14 years ago by a Michael Reed. And This is Kino. There's no likes, alright? There's no likes. I'm the 299th view. Okay, so we got Michael Reed, the host. This is called Should We Drop This? N64 controller. Connor Jeffries, special guest. He's dressed so dapper. Look at this dude. And I won't keep you guys too long. I'll get back to the creepypastas as soon as possible. It's a good video for you guys, alright? But just bear with me here for a couple minutes. We're gonna watch this real fast, alright? Whoa. I'm gonna skip through. I can't keep you guys too long. Just look at this. It's Kino. Wow, look. This is why I love the internet, folks. You just stumble upon the darndest things. Yeah. Look at this. It's so good. They're dropping things from the roof. To the ground cam. They got cameras. They got different cameras set up. Epic fail? Is that Evanescence, dude? Oh my god. Slow motion? It's an epic fail. What year was this? 2010, buddy. Oh my gosh. It's like off center too. It's off center. Wow. So here they drop it again. 2 boys, 1 hammer each. 1 objective. They got a hammer now. They're gonna destroy the N64 controller. So here's where we're at in this video, right? I'm trying to bring you guys some Mario Creepypasta Retrospectives. I'm trying to put on a good show for you guys. And here we are. We're sitting here watching Michael Reed. I'm gonna be his 66th subscriber. We're watching him and his buddy drop N64 controllers back in 2010. Shout out to Michael Reed. This is Kino. Look how dapper he is, man. Look how dapper these kids are dressed. Wow. It's Kino. Wow. Okay, folks, back to the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Here's another little page I want to go over. I couldn't get the image out of my head. That smirk. I felt powerless as to what my mind wanted to remain on. I sat on the floor next to my girlfriend and hugged her, picked her up and took her to bed. You just imagine this 12-year-old writing this, picking up his fucking girlfriend, carrying her all the way up to bed. Who in the hell would make a game like that? It had to be the game. It had to be hacked. It's the only thing that made any sense to me. What I saw in that game, I would define as evil in the sickest form. Yeah, so just summing it up, it's you can literally imagine what. I mean, there's not much to explain at all in the story. It's Mario has blood come out of his eyes. Mario's hanged, a noose around his neck. Blah blah blah. Horrible smirks, evil Marios, evil entities in my hacked Mario game. I like this here as well. I heard a chuckle of sorts. ... Not from the game, but it sounded like it was directly behind me. I ignored it against my better judgment. It's so funny. After much debate, I decided to keep going. I went to the file select screen and, with all the courage that my heart could muster, I loaded file 1. 66 stars. The game loaded to a demonic laugh. And a black sky filled with blood-red clouds. There it is, the black sky filled with blood-red clouds. Hyper-realistic. Repeatedly, I could hear a dark, brooding voice saying, "Game over." Like Mario after you die. It's repeatedly a dark, brooding voice. A dark and brooding Mario. Oh, man. I hope you guys don't mind that we're breezing through this story so fast. We just have a lot to cover here. Here, let me go over the ending for a sec. The screen began to flicker and turn to static. I tried to turn off the system. I tried to unplug it and nothing worked. The TV wouldn't even turn off. I saw my corpse through the static burning as its haunting wail had yet to cease. I gotta say, it's decently written, the whole pasta. That's the thing, is that this one's compared to a lot of others, and I mean a lot of others. This one's at least decently written. There's no typo. Well, there's some typos, not a lot. The prose is fine. It does what it needs to, and it's probably pretty easy, honestly, to stand above the rest of the Mario pastas, just by having a story that's not complete and utter dog shit. This one probably just stands above them on principle. Anyway, here we go. Mario turned his head 180 degrees and looked at the screen, and with a smirk on his face, let out a wail just like I did. Oh! My head began to hurt and throb. I fell to the floor, and the last thing that I remember from that night was seeing a black mass hovering over me. So, was it Mario? Was it a ghost of Mario? Did Mario crawl out of the screen to kill him? Evil Mario went to ground pound. So there it is. That's Super Mario, the Super Mario 64 Driven, or Mario 64 Damned, whatever the hell. Let's just get right into Mario Kart 64 Driven. This one's really funny. All right. Driven is almost as funny as Damned was, and it's, giving it a cursory reading, it's marginally on the same style as the former pasta, but it's of course filled with cliches, as you might imagine. I'm gonna do something unorthodox right now. I'm just gonna spoil the ending. I'm just gonna spoil the ending sentence, alright? It's just too funny. I have to skip right to it. I need to keep your guys' retention going. Let's read it, okay. My sink was filled with blood. Written on the mirror were these words: "It will never end. You have driven us." So there's the phrase that comes up all throughout the whole story, and it makes me laugh every time. This is the characters. Let's just go over it real quick. I'll go over it in 30 seconds. Ready? Kid gets a cursed Mario 64 at garage sale or whatever the hell. Finds it on the ground. Finds it in a locker. Who knows? Puts it in. It's a cursed Mario. It's a cursed Mario Kart 64, and all the characters are dying. Their limbs are blown across along the greens. Blah blah blah. Eventually, he loses his mind. The thing won't turn off. He goes up to his bedroom and goes into his bedroom bathroom. His sink's filled with blood. Written on the mirror is "You have driven us," which they keep saying all throughout the. You have driven us. You have driven. It's like a chant. And instead of playing this with his girlfriend, because they always have to have a sidekick character in the story, despite the sidekick character having no lines ever. Instead of a girlfriend, he has his poor little brother. And here, let me go over this here. My brother's character, Luigi, hurled his first close-range red shell in the entire race. It hit Yoshi with an explosive crash, and his cart went to pieces. The familiar little dinosaur was now bisected just past the spine. No! Crawling along the track and begging for, and this is in quotes, this to end. My brother was now visibly perturbed, as anyone would be, right? But he pressed on and finished the race. He was perturbed. I mean, he was playing the game and he saw poor little Yoshi get blown up in 64 bits and his limbs bisected. Jeez Louise, it's insane. But at least he finished the race. I mean, you gotta commend him. So here it is. He tries to clear the data, the 666 save file, whatever. You never should have cleared that data. His record has died. Now we will die too. You have driven him to this, so you must watch us suffer. After all of that, these words appeared on my screen in the game's colorful, upbeat font. You have driven us. You have driven him. Who's being driven? Driving Miss Daisy? Drive 2011? Who's drive? I drive. Wait, who's driving? Dude, it's Gosling. Gosling is in this. He drives. I also like this little sentence here. It got me a chuckle. Press the button on the N64. I wish I hadn't. In the entrance of my peace at mind and my sanity. Not his peace at mind and his sanity. So long story short, Mario gets like murdered by Donkey Kong or whatever. The entire site disgusted me, but I managed to press start. Instead of his happy trademark wahoo, bing bing wahooing, instead of his trademark wahooing, he started to weep mournfully. Mario's weeping mournfully. He's writing this, the author's writing this creepypasta, and Mario is weeping mournfully behind him. No, I won't give the author too much shit. It's honestly not too bad. It's well written. Like the hell's it called? Damned. Like Damned is fairly well written. This story is honestly pretty entertaining. At least the author takes into account the 64-bit textures. Each little brutal scene, it's not the hyper-realistic bullshit. It is what it is. It's the blood and guts are all in 64-bit textures. Just imagining it is really funny. This poor kid pissing his pants. And as I was reading this, I had the vaguest memory of hearing this from some ordinary gamers doing a haunted gaming episode on it. And I searched the channel, it wasn't there, and then I found it on this random ass archival channel. Here it is. So yeah, that's honestly why I like doing these little episodes, is because I completely forgot about these videos, this classic content from Mutahar. Speaking of, let's talk about the Hell Valley Sky Trees. So we'll be taking a little much-needed break from the creepy stories, and this one's actually rooted in the game. This was actually something that creeped me out as a kid, and maybe even as an adult. There are definitely creepy moments sprinkled out throughout the dozens of Mario games, but the one that always creeped me out way back in the day was the Hell Valley Sky Trees from Mario Galaxy. Now personally, I grew up with the Wii, and I absolutely loved the Mario Galaxy games. A lot of the games on the Wii were incredible, and still hold up to this day. Playing these games long enough though, for hundreds and hundreds of hours, alone when you're a kid, your imagination starts to wander. At least for me, you begin to take a closer look at your surroundings, and we try to glean theories and interests from wherever we can. See here, the Hell Valley Sky Trees. These strange little anomalies spawned countless fan theories and creepy tales from across the internet, completely out of place in the game. Take a closer look in the skybox when you arrive at Shiverburn Galaxy, and you see these strange silhouette beings staring at the player character Mario. Transparent eyes, unexplained, no reason for them being there. So needless to say, these little guys spawned many a pasta back in the day. A lot of these stories are actually lost now, which I need to say there's extreme importance in archival on the internet. And as I'm recording this, it's just getting harder and harder to archive the. I know I'm going to be rambling for just a minute here, but it seems like it's just getting harder and harder to archive content anymore. I mean, as consumers, at least we can have pretty decent storages on our PCs, but it's simply not enough. Like seeing Internet Archive just go down the past week, and who knows if they're going to come back or not. It's just really crazy. A lot of these stories that people put a lot of time into, they're just completely lost. Maybe they're just sitting on somebody's hard drive, but trying to find these is really tough. And it's just sad to see the capital I internet being torn to bits over time, and just the dead internet theory sort of taking root. But yeah, let's get back into the Mario pastas. I mentioned Some Ordinary Gamers. He has a video on the Hell Valley Sky Trees right here. I remember this pretty decent video he had on Haunted Gaming from 6 years ago, so it's fairly recent, where he goes onto his wiki, actually, and he's trying to find this original story, and it's funny that 6 years ago he's in the exact same position that I'm finding myself in right now, trying to track down these stories, and you have to search far and wide to even find the original authors. I also wonder if you guys will remember Tad's Top Videos. I think it was spelled Tad's Tops Videos for a while when I was a kid. I used to I used to watch this guy a lot, and this is honestly where he had these really big videos where I think it was just one guy, and he just hired voice actors to do the top 25, top 50, top 100, do the narration for it, because he wouldn't do his own narration, this Tats dude. But I would always watch these videos, and I remember Hell Valley Skytrees would come up pretty often. A lot of creepy Mario stuff, all the creepy Easter eggs and whatnot. Another little creepy Mario Easter egg that comes to mind is the little like ghost face that fades in I think Mario 3D World. It's just something fun to reminisce about, I think. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I remember being a kid playing these games, and I would you'd be alone for hours, and you'd start to sort of speculate on things like, what's the deal with this galaxy? You'll start like seeing things almost, like start seeing ghosts, start seeing Hell Valley Skytrees, which are real in the game, in the skybox. But it's just something really fun. Alright, now I'm just gonna fly by the seat of my pants here even more. I'm gonna take a look at a bunch of random Mario pastas. Let's look at this one. Hate Hotel Mario Creepypasta. Look at that picture, holy. This is a retake of the 13th Hotel. Trigger warning for the characters in-game, violently having a seizure on the ground. Okay, so the narrator is on Game Jolt, and he finds Hotel Mario, but an AI infinitely extends it. The game was uploaded by Dinner Blaster 69. Download the game, boot it up. Alright, I can't crap on the story too much. This is actually a pretty interesting premise of an AI generated gameplay and cutscenes extending a video game. Is that possible? Can you use AI to create? Yeah, I guess it's possible. Huh. Especially if it's something small scale like this, like Mario Hotel or Hotel Mario. This is a fairly interesting premise. And if you can't tell, I'm just pausing the recording and reading this and giving my live reaction. So creepy stuff's going down. I feel like I don't know the game at all. This goes very deep into like the actual game, and I don't know anything about Hotel Mario, so it isn't very creepy to me. Look at this. If you get a chance to pause the video, look at this. Look at your screen and look at this picture. Wow. Look at that. So there's like a evil AI in the game tormenting Mario and the narrator. Just unplug the computer. Just unplug it. As a matter of fact, that makes me want to mention earlier. Just for every single Mario creepypasta, just unplug the console or computer. What are you doing? I guess in Mario 64 Damned, he made a point to mention the story that I tried to turn off the console, I tried to unplug it, but it would just get louder. Yeah, I don't know about that. That is true haunted gaming. Alright, so I just finished it. I clicked on a Hotel Mario creepypasta expecting to laugh at it and hate it, but it actually wasn't too bad, and shout out, I know it wasn't made for me. I mean, it didn't, I don't get creeped out by internet stories, but shout out to, who's the author here? 1hat6y0u. Shout out to written by Hayden the Toe Jammer and I Hate You. Sprite art and second image made by Mega Brush. Shout out to all these people. Check them out on the Lost Episode Creepypasta Wiki. Actually pretty well written, and this piece of art right here actually was pretty good. I like this. Alright, I don't want this video to be too long. I don't want to keep you guys here all night. Let me just finish off with one last pasta, a little brevity to lighten things back up. Ready? Mario says the F word. The story is titled. Are you ready, guys? I'm gonna read it in full, only because it's like 15 lines, okay? Once, I remember I was playing Mario 64. I was playing as the Italian figure, Mario. After some rigorous jumping, I failed once, and Mario fell to his doom. He came back from the painting and said, "Mamma mia, I got I got fucking killed," as he walked outside. I asked myself, Did Mario swear? Did I hear that from the video? This experience traumatized me, ... to where I would never play Mario, ... Until one night, I was playing Super Mario 64 while traveling through the Dire docks. Upon my usual business, Mario turned his head in a 40-degree angle and said, "Shh, fuck." Then my mother comes into the room and asks, "Are you swearing?" I said, "It was Mario, not me." My mother grabbed me by the ears. She threw me into the bathroom and I went, "Oof." She jumped on my, oh my gosh, she jumped on my face. She did the ground pound. She swung me around by the hair and said, "So long, Gay Bowser." That night, I decided to revisit the old Dire docks for further inspection. This time, Mario pivoted his face towards the camera and said, "Cunt." My mother ran in, holding the Mario manual, and started beating me across the mouth with it. Then she started cutting the webbing of my fingers with it. Oh my god! She grabbed my lip and said, "If you ever act like that no-good Wario again, I'll pull off your..." That's when my father ran in with Yoshi, the Dino Borg, and went, boy, oh, and smacked me in the face. Oh my god. So yeah, I figure that's a good creepypasta to end it on. That one's very scary. I hope you guys are quaking. Hope you guys are quaking in your Crocs with that one. It's really something else. So not really any crazy point to this video. Just a little bit of a... I'm probably going to put a little more effort into the upcoming Zelda creepypastas, because I actually remember Ben Drowned being pretty scary. So we're going to cover that. Sonic creepypastas, I don't think I want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. Watch this guy's video where he does a rereading of Sonic.exe. It's pretty funny. And then check out the rest of his videos. He's pretty good, and he's caused me to he's actually got this kickstart a little bit, thinking back to old Somewhere Near Gamers, old Haunted Gamings, old creepypastas, lost creepypastas. I want to cover 1999 as well. I want to cover the Pen Pal novel adaptation that I have right now. Still got to read it though. Yeah, that's about all. I'll let you guys go. See you all in the next video. Maybe I'll finish one of my book reviews. Maybe I'll get back to the Art of Arc's wheel. We'll have to see. Peace.